My name is Baig. I am from the class of 2021, and here's my tip to you. Belief is strength. Believe in yourself where great things are achievable. If you ask how is this possible, look for the evidence in yourself. It is.
In addition to talking to ninth graders, one of the things we're going to look to do is talk to some of our upperclassmen here at Emmaus High School and beyond to get some words of wisdom about what their ninth grade experience was like, what they did during their ninth grade year, and translated it to the remainder of their high school career and beyond. And then our first throwback ninth grade podcast guest is our 12th grade senior class president, Brendan Baig. Brendan, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Stucker, for having me.
Brendan is the current senior class president. He is a member of the National Honor Society. He is the founder of the Students Against Vape Elimination, or the SAVE program. That's an organization here at the school preventing, talking about the dangers and all the things that are associated with vaping. He's on the track team. You've already been accepted, and you are going to Cal Arts for a potential career in musical composition for films, and we'll get into that as well too. So that's quite the resume you have there, Brandon. But let's start with your ninth grade experience. So this is all the results of your 4 years of hard work, but think back to what your ninth grade year was like and tell us a little bit about what that was like for you here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if I have to go back, and it's been a long 4 years, but I think kind of talking about the origin point of where all this has come from in terms of where all the events that kind of led me to this point, and as you nicely read off the accomplishments that I've achieved so far. So I think if I have to go back to my ninth grade year, I would say that it could be summarized as a extension of my high school, kind of pretty much from middle school, that some of the qualities from there, I realized that, this is not going to translate super well into high school, and also kind of later on in my life. So for example, when I was a kid, so pretty much elementary school, middle school, very shy, very timid, like to keep to myself and try to stay out of things as much as possible. So I think in my freshman year, pretty much ninth grade, I realized this, that of course, going to a new environment, we have lots of kids. Of course, at least for my class of 2021, we had one of the biggest classes, I believe so, in recent memory in terms of just the class size itself. So I think just being there, realizing, okay, this is where you actually need to socialize. You're going to find kind of fulfillment and getting involved across many different things within your school community and outside of school. So I think from there, I decided, I want to do something about this. I want to change the way I was kind of perceiving things in terms of being afraid and being kind of very kind of inward, as opposed to kind of seeing that, look, this is the direction I want to go to, kind of being outward, being communicative with other people, and kind of being able to help out in some way. So I think from there, ninth grade, I kind of changed to this new mindset. All right, I want to change myself for the better, and hopefully I can change the people around me as well. Because there's so many great things that can come from working together from this club cooperation. So I think one of the reasons why they kind of prompted me to run for senior class president is not only just my experience with SAVE. I think because, of course, understanding that, okay, what do we need to do to get it done? But also realizing that what is the potential where we can have collaboration on a grand scale, on a scale that's kind of suitable for multiple clubs to kind of interact with each other. So I think that's where the Council of Clubs was birthed from, really from just seeing that, okay, so how can we have pretty much a committee of clubs, have one person and manager with advisors overseeing this committee. And now, of course, I don't want to go to the details too much, but already drafted out like, oh, how would the meetings play out? But very much so, just be a forum where you have each club in an orderly manner. You can express, okay, so what are the clubs doing right now? What's their intention? What are their goals? Then also, what are some things they may need? What are some areas of collaboration that, hey, oh, we might need this resource or that resource. And it might end off by saying that they could request maybe a help of one club, or they can just end straight up there. Then from there, we move on to a different club. Then if they express interest in helping them out, they may do so in a kind of a more kind of forum-esque setting. So I think from there, being more organized, being more orderly, and kind of just planning to meet up once a month. So it's not really a big taxation on anyone in terms of their time. So I think just trying to be efficient in terms of keeping time down to minimum, just sharing resources when we can. And I think really just helping out each other internally instead of looking for kind of external resources and help. So I think really, I guess my lasting memory, and I think the biggest takeaway that hopefully people, not only now who are of course younger underclassmen, and also hopefully future generations when they come in, is that really what you want for yourself, right? Of course, this goes for high school, this goes for life. I think this is more of a general thing, but I've applied to myself and it has worked, and I have evidence to prove it. But I think in that kind of sense, that what you really want for yourself, where you want to be, it's all up to you. I think it starts out with the mindset. You have to tell yourself that, hey, I believe in myself and what I can accomplish, what I can do. And then from there, you need to set yourself mini goals. How are you going to accomplish this overall big taxing goal? That of course it's going to take time. It is a process that if you're putting into work, just trust the process. It is going to take time because I know many people in general that they expect results overnight, and that is not the case. And it goes for a lot of other things as well. So this is not the exception, of course, when you're trying to build yourself over time. So I think what I want to leave off with is that have the strength to believe in yourself, because out of that, great things will be accomplished.
But again, so much thanks, Brendan, for taking the time out to talk to us today. Hopefully, your story is kind of, for the people that have made it this far, hopefully your story has kind of ignited a passion in them. And just hearing you tell the story, and if you're listening to this, you don't really see his facial expressions, but just watching him talk about the things that he's involved in and the passion that he has for all these different things is, this is why I kind of like doing the podcast, because you get to hear these cool stories of students that are doing awesome things that, in our building that we don't know all about all the time. But, we're so glad to be able to share your story today for the freshmen and to kind of look back on your 4 years here at Knights High School. So Brendan, thanks a lot for joining us today.